Scratchley, rackets in hand, ready to go?
Oh, yeah. Good trip down.
Yes, very good.
The sunshine has brought out the pretty girls today in Fontainebleau. Fontainebleau is the largest court, built in 1601 for Henry IV, and has been in use more or less ever since. And the court is the marketplace, and is a reconstruction of a marketplace in the sense that the big wall behind me is the outside wall of the citadel. The marketplace was then always just outside the citadel, the castle, and the roofs that we see all around, what we call penthouses, are in fact the arcades of the marketplace. The game started in the Dark Ages, in what's now the southern half of France. In those days it was called Occitane. People used to meet for the market. The market was finished very early in the morning because there were no fridges in those days. So the market was finished at 6 or 7 in the morning. So they stayed, and one of the things they did was to play with the palm. That's why the French call it jeu de paume, a game with a ball. And one of the first things they did was to attach bits of wood to their fingers with stringing put round it to make a kind of fishnet in order to catch the ball and throw it again. Very rapidly, therefore, they developed the idea of making a small frame, probably not much smaller than the racket that I'm holding, which is what we use today, but with a very short handle. The handles then gradually lengthened until around about 16th, 17th century, they were certainly making rackets similar to the one that I'm holding now. Tennis is what the English call jeu de paume. The French used to shout tenez, meaning something similar to coming one. But the ones from the south would have said tenez. So the pronunciation was a bit different. So from tenez, tennis, 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 you get tennis. Charles VIII, back in the Middle Ages, was hit by a ball when playing, and it's sometimes been suggested that he actually got killed by it. The balls originally were made probably of some central core using something like feathers, although they certainly also made balls that were entirely made out of cotton band. Nowadays we make our balls, either I make the cores by hand, so I chop up cork and make a central core in order to give a mass that's not too heavy, that doesn't change shape too easily, and I wind round about 6 or 8 meters of cotton in order to make the ball of the right size, and outside that I have the felt. Traditionally, we play with a set of balls of 60 or 70 in a set because the balls don't last very long, but it also means that we don't have to keep on collecting them. Here we are now down at the service end, and the service area, that's say the place from which you can serve, is the whole of the back of the court. It stretches all the way up to the second gallery line, which is the line marked S, up here, so we can serve from anywhere here, the principle being that it has to then have at least one bounce on the roof after the yellow line and dropping down to this end of the court where the receiver is standing waiting to receive it. And basically you're going to be hitting it from one side to the other. If you hit it in the net, you lose a point. Every other game is a reduction of what this has. A chase means that a rally is not finished because you miss the ball. If my opponent hits the ball over the net and he hits it over to here and I miss it, where the second bounce lands is then called out, it is marked. So let's suppose that I've served, he hits the ball over here, I stretch for it, but I miss it just here and the second bounce is there. In France, on a French court, we call that chase 6. I'm now down there, he serves, and I have to hit it better. Where is better? Better is nearer the back wall. This is what stops us playing little drop shots. Art of warfare. A failed attack is punished by a counter-attack. And as soon as you give the ball back to your opponent, you've had it. Chasse nulle, chase off, fell 11. Come on, Paul. So come on court then, come on with me. We'll come down here to start with, because we can take a look at your forehand to begin with. The ball's heavy, the racket's heavy, yes, but it's tightly strung, and the combination of the two actually means that you don't have to hit the ball hard. My racket's back, and then I come through feeling the lady's bottom. It's a stroke round it, yeah? You're going to kill the guy, but you can do it politely. be nice to him first. And so I think a large part of what we have around this game is about killing people politely. You don't need to be rude before doing so.